Detroit, get ready to throw down. It's the Brawl on Bagley. International big-time wrestling hits Taqueria El Rey. A live event that's gonna shake the block. NWA superstar and IBW women's champion Big Mama is bringing the gold. Lil Fred's back to defend his title and shut down the bullies once and for all. Dirty TX Tex Monroe, the IBW Street Fight champion, ain't showing no mercy. And the IBW Tag Team Champions, the Monroe Dynasty, are coming for war. Also featuring many more superstars. June 8th, bell time, 4 p.m., $10 at the door, Taqueria El Rey, 3400 Bagley. The champs are ready. The legends rise. Enjoy the body slams and best chicken in town. Last show sold out before the bell, so get there early. All attendees will receive a collector's commemorative wrestling trading card, courtesy of Throwdown Theatre. This ain't just a fight, it's the Brawl on Bagley. The legends were real. The stories were wilder. And now it's time to talk about it. This is Wrestling Real Talk. And now your hosts, A.T. Huck and Rude Boy.
And we began to rock steady rocking all night long. Everybody rock steady. I'm going to tell you what, man, I am in a good mood. I am in such a good mood. I'm in a good mood because after 30-something years, is still a part of my childhood dream, and that's professional wrestling. And I get to do it with my friends. I get to do it with my family. And I get to be a part of it while it's hot. And God knows that wrestling is hot these days. Hey, once again, welcome to Wrestling Real Talk. I'm your host, Rude Boy Hill, along with my partner in crime, the one, the only. Yes, he's the sexy dancer. I shouldn't have told you his other occupation. Anyway,
other occupation.
Anyways, he is A.T. Huck.
What's up? What's up, Rudy? I got some splaining to do now. my other occupation. But yeah, I'm having a good time, man. We got a lot to talk about as usual. And man, I can't wait.
Man, I got to tell you something. You know, we've been blessed, like I said, to be a part of this business for an awful long time. And we have some really cool stories. And I like to thank those who have been rolling with us right here on Wrestling Real Talk in the past few months. It's been really cool reading your comments and your letters and all that cool stuff. And you know, when you give us that like and you give us that share, that really helps as well, you know. And, you know, just tell your friends and family about it if you dig Wrestling Real Talk, if we're speaking on your level. And that also goes for a lot of the independent wrestlers, people that I know personally that rock with Wrestling Real Talk. And that really makes me happy that they're listening to what these two old timers have to say.
Yeah, and you know, on that same line, I'd like to give a shout out, if I can, to my boy Jeff Castle out there in Los Angeles and in Fresno. Actually, he lives in Fresno.
Oh yeah,
he called me and said he was listening the other day, and he's been following it. You know, Jeff is like a brother from another mother, originally here from Detroit, and moved out there, and he's living in, living out on the West Coast now.
Shout out to Jeff, man. Thanks for listening. Thanks for rocking with us. Please continue to let your friends and family know that we are here each and every week doing the damn thing, letting you know about what we have experienced in this wacky, crazy world called wrestling. Now, before we go any further, I do want to shout out our sponsors. Yes, our sponsor number one, Taqueria El Rey right there on Bagley in Southwest Detroit. You got to get you some Taqueria El Rey. The pollo, the chicken is so good. I mean, look, don't take it from me. Take it from Huck, because he ate a whole chicken himself.
That I did, man, and it was succulent to say the least.
And you know,
succulent.
I want to tell you guys something. See, Huck, he's like our connoisseur here when it comes to cuisine, because he is a fat ass.
Yeah, I ate all vegetables yesterday.
Oh, did you?
I did, man. All vegetables.
That's dope, man.
Yeah, man. I'm trying to cut down a little bit.
Yeah, man.
But you know what? Elephants eat vegetables too, right?
They should.
And hippos, cows, they eat vegetables.
That's okay, though. That's all right. Because you know what? That'll maybe.
It helped me out. I feel better already, man. I've been doing it for, several months now, though. Several days out of the week, I'll just cut up fresh vegetables, put some, vinegar and oil on them, and chow down.
No way, man. Yeah. See, I love that. I love hearing.
I'm trying.
I would love to try that with you. I really would. I would like to cleanse my body like that.
Yeah. That's because I want to be here another 30 years.
Absolutely.
Covering professional wrestling.
Absolutely.
We can do it. Another 30, easy.
You are absolutely right about that.
Because like you were saying, we started a long time ago.
We did.
My first interaction was 1990.
But let me stop you right there before we go any further. Once again, Taqueria El Rey, we get off into a tangent, but we do invite you, that's right, our listeners, to come on out, check out International Big Time Wrestling on Sunday, June 8th at Taqueria El Rey. We'll have all that information coming up, but tickets are on sale. And you remember, they sold out in advance last time. Don't be left out, or don't be left standing room only. That's right. Get your tickets, get there early, and get you a good spot for International Big Time Wrestling and the big return to Taqueria El Rey, and that's going down on Sunday, June the 8th. Again, best carry out in town. Check those guys out. We are going to continue with Wrestling Real Talk. And, something was brought to my attention by our producers yesterday, and it really upset me. And it's these wrestling schools that are teaching children professional wrestling. I thought it was, just one promoter, so I didn't call it out. But now I hear it's another guy who's actually reputable.
Well, I want to ask you this before you get too far. What is it that you dislike about the age that they're teaching them? Is it because of their age, or is it because of kayfabe?
It's all about kayfabe, man. It's about what our brothers, sisters, fathers, mothers of professional wrestling, what they sacrificed to keep that sacred. Yeah. At least you don't tell the kids, hey, guess what? Hey, Merry Christmas, no Santa.
Hey, I 100% get what you're saying. I'd like to hear what they have to say. Because if it's about kayfabe, is that done? Or do they already know?
I don't know.
Like I said, I understand, because I feel the same way, but the guys that are doing it are relatively new to the business somewhat. And is it because they feel that kayfabe is dead already?
I mean, there's just, when you do something like that, in my eyes, in my opinion, you just shitting over the you're shitting over the people that are really paying dues and really learning the right way to be involved in the wrestling business. And you know, if you're just a school that has no integrity on who you're going to teach the magic spells to, you're gonna have David Copperfield come on stage with 5-year-old kids and say, all right, now here's how we do it. You don't do that shit. And again, I think of people that we've loved and were very much a part of our lives. Sweet Daddy Malcolm Monroe, The Sheik, Bobo Brazil, you know, people that continue to be in our lives, Mickey Doyle, you know, Chris Carter. I mean, look, the thing is that these guys all fought for that, you know, and how dare us take that away from them, man.
Yeah,
you know,
I 100% agree with you on that. I was just coming from a different perspective with it.
yeah,
But I feel the same way because, like you said, we know that David Copperfield isn't really doing magic, but we don't know how to do it.
right.
But we know he's not really Doctor Strange. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But he's not coming out there showing you how to do it.
Right.
I've said that for years.
Right.
And kayfabe is quote unquote dead, not because of the fans.
Mhm.
It's because of the business, because of the boys.
Yeah.
Because they're late. To me, they're lazy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as far as maintaining kayfabe, you know, being who they are in public, you know, mingling in the crowd during the shows. You know, people paid to see you. They shouldn't even see you until after your entrance.
Right.
Until you come out of those curtains. But a lot of times the
Absolutely.
boys are walking around and drinking and laughing and out of character and everything. It's like we said earlier, it's like cosplay.
Mhm.
It's like they're putting on a Broadway show now.
Right.
We're in Hamilton, so after the show, I'm going to come out there and mingle.
Right.
You know, I'm just playing this character. You know, that's not what wrestling is to me and you,
Exactly.
but it seems like it is to them.
Well, because we allow it. Promoters, they allow it when, hey, if you know me, if you're working for us and you have to be at the hot dog stand, well, then take your ass to the hot dog stand. But before you do, stop
buy a
and
ticket.
get your ticket and be where you're supposed to be with the marks, because that's what the fuck you are.
Mm-hmm.
Real talk,
Right.
you know.
Right.
And
Dude, I don't really like the boys out selling their own gimmicks.
I don't either.
I mean, a baby face, you know, but I'm old school. If you're a heel, I don't want you out there,
right.
you know,
right.
because you're making yourself common and you're not, and it's lifting that veil of unbelievability that you're supposed to be portraying to me.
And see, now that you've took over the books over at IBW, a lot of this stuff that you're speaking on is going to become to
We're going to
fruition.
have
you
to.
know?
Right. But I've always said that even back when I was running, you know, I didn't want them out there all the time.
Right.
You know, but it's hard to babysit guys,
Of course.
you know, so, you know, some tough actions might have to be taken, you know, down the line if people can't comply, you know, or won't comply to our wishes.
Let me tell you something. You booked a tag team for this upcoming show against the Monroe Dynasty. When we announced this tag team, the floodlines went, wow, this is going to be good.
Okay, grim reality.
Yes.
Yeah, they'll be
Tell
coming in
us
for the
about
first
them.
time. Yeah, the Angel of Death and Quentin Logan.
Okay.
They've been teaming up for quite some time now, over in other promotions here in the area. But man, the first time I ever saw him, I fell in love with him.
Right.
You know, Angel, you know, about 6'3", 270, I'd say, something like that. Just light on his feet, can do it all. Quentin Logan is a big guy, but super fast and super agile for a guy his size.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
he can get around, man.
Exciting.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing them in the future against the Monroe Dynasty, which should be coming up very soon.
June 8th?
June the 8th. And then from there, we'll see what happens. But, man, them in the den, that would be quite of a matchup.
That would be interesting.
Yeah,
That would be interesting. I'm excited about seeing these guys because you have told me time and time again, these guys are the shit, Rudy. You're going to love them. You're going to love them. And you've never steered me wrong.
I try not to, man.
You never have, you know. Our philosophy on wrestling is pretty much the same.
Exactly.
Because we come from that old school. And, you know, like the thing, right now I want to bring up the topic today. In all of the years that we have had our own promotions, now I need you to choose 5 of the wrestlers that you brought in that were great.
Okay.
I'm going to do the same thing, or memorable. They don't have to be great. It might have been a memorable story that you're like, holy shit, I can't believe that.
That changes a little bit. Okay, go ahead.
So, anyways, we'll be talking about that throughout the evening right here. And again, I want to shout out all of those who have been watching Throwdown Theatre. They have made the Throwdown Theatre 1-year anniversary a reality. We are so excited. Over 4,000 listeners on Throwdown Theatre and viewers, subscribers. We're blessed, man, and we don't take that lightly. And it's exciting times at Throwdown Theatre, especially with the great over 1 million views on YouTube. Do you hear me, y'all? Over 1 million views on YouTube. I'm so excited because we have the collector's cards, man. We're taking chances that a lot of people.
I said that not long ago, man. It's like the things that we're doing here on Throwdown Theater and Wrestling Real Talk. The content we have, nobody else has that kind of content.
Absolutely.
You know, such a variety of things. Like you said, the cards.
Yes.
You know, if you see these big time wrestling cards, these throwback cards, you're not going to want to not have them in your collection.
Absolutely.
You know, if you're a wrestling fan, you have to get these cards.
And Bobby's showing me his T-shirt, and his T-shirt is very cool because you can also get your exclusive Throwdown Theater T-shirt. Yes, that's true. We have a line of exclusive shirts that you'll only find on throwdowntheater.com. Go to them right now. Click the store, check it out. You'll see some of the coolest T-shirts. And yeah, it's exciting times.
A lot of stuff, man. But yeah.
So we were involved in wrestling with our own promotions. Mine is still continuing. Yours closed a while back. Mm-hmm. During that time, we've already talked about all of the guys that you've discovered or helped discover. Nigel McGuinness, Cesaro, AJ Styles, all the guys that you brought in.
Edge Christian.
Right. Let's hear about one of the 5 talents that you brought in that made an impact on you or just was.
I'd have to say right off the top, being relevant right now would be CM Punk.
Yeah,
I have to say CM Punk. CM Punk is one of the top guys in all of professional wrestling.
Yes.
And he has been for quite some time.
He has.
Main eventing, all over the world right now.
Indeed.
And he came into the IWF via Mid-South Wrestling.
Yes.
That's where I first saw him. And I got to give props to Brian Gorey. He gave me a VHS, and it had indie garbage on it. And CM Punk, Colt Cabana, they were all on this VHS tape. And ran into them at a show. Actually, they were going to work a show in the same building that I was running at. And I didn't like that because I'd like to have my buildings exclusively to me.
Right.
You know, I found the building. I'm establishing the crowd.
Absolutely.
But another promotion somehow got into the building that one show, and CM Punk and Colt Cabana were on it. And
that's one of my pet peeves.
Got them to come to work for me instead of them.
That's one of my pet peeves as a promoter, man, is fucking promoters that try and steal the building. Yeah.
Right. It's lazy to me.
Absolutely.
You know, there are buildings all, I don't care if it's down the street or not, but not in the same building. I never like to do that. And really talking about starting our promotions, that's kind of how I started. Insane Championship Wrestling, Midwest Championship Wrestling kind of merged and became the same. And we were running shows at the Hot Rock. And before that, I can't remember the name of the building. You remember the name of the Hot Rock before that?
It was
the Palladium. The Palladium, right? No, not the Palladium.
No, the Ritz.
The Ritz.
Yes.
It went back and forth between the Hot Rocks and the Ritz.
Right.
And DBA and his father had a little falling out, and they broke apart. And DBA started XICW.
Right.
And at the same time, we were running Malcolm's shows there, you know, Insane Championship Wrestling. And I didn't like it, you know, even though we were pretty much doing about the same crowd and everything like that.
Right.
You know, and actually he started out drawing me there. And one day, me and Frantic Frank, we were driving around, and I ran across this building in Dearborn called Almada Hall.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, let's stop in there and check it out. And it wasn't a big place, but I was like, man, we can get the ring in here. It had the ceiling wasn't super low, and struck a deal up with the building, and that's where we started running Insane Championship Wrestling again.
Right.
Left way over there, so now we were in Dearborn.
Mm-hmm.
And man, the place was packed. You know, so yeah, but CM Punk came in for me. That's what we were talking about. And CM Punk is probably the biggest star. Well, that's questionable. We can move on to the next one.
We can, but before you go to your next one, I would like to shout out my number 5 guy that I brought in. Became one of my became a cool cat to this very day. And his name is Shark Boy.
Shark Boy.
And we brought in Shark Boy a couple times. And Shark Boy is always a guy who goes above and beyond to help out with the promotion of the show, getting out there, making appearances, not giving a damn about, hey, I'm going to get some extra money, because for him, it's not about that.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to see it succeed with his face is on the poster, What's that? Rouge Days, yes, man, absolutely. He did a show in River Rouge, man, and it was cool too because he came in and it was him against D-Ray, and it was a mask versus the hair. And of course, D-Ray ran away when he lost, but we got the mayor involved and everything.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and that night we had him all set up to go for, a hotel and everything. He says, hey, man, I want to come over and go to your mother-in-law's barbecue.
Okay.
At her house this evening. I said, yeah, man, you can roll with us. So me, Carlito, and him, we all went over, Big Chuck. We all went over to my mother-in-law's, and we're eating and everything. Long story short, he wound up staying 2 days with my mother. I used to tease my ex-wife. I was like, man, you're gonna have fish for brothers.
Fish for brothers. We just saw him not long ago in Indiana.
We sure did, man. What a great guy. Love you, Dean, man. Such a wonderful guy, man. Such a wonderful guy. Now, throwing it back in your court, A.T. Huck, another memorable guest that you had.
Well, I have to say, and not to bring it down at all, but of course, Sabu.
Yeah.
Sabu was there on my very first night in the business. I guess your official first night in the business.
Sure.
And we've both known him all these years, ever since. Been on the road with him, out to eat with him, just magic cigarettes with him.
Yes.
But besides that, when I started my own promotion, or my promotion morphed from Insane Championship Wrestling to the IWF, Sabu was my champion. And I owe him a lot. He got me into ECW.
Yeah.
And haven't heard from him much in the last few years, but Sabu would have to be on my list.
Absolutely. That goes without saying. I wasn't going to do the obvious and do what you did, but of course Sabu was, he helped us all out, in one form or another. Even when he come in, worked for us, he came in on a really good deal, cash wise.
Exactly.
He knew he wasn't gonna, screw us over, and that's the Sabu that I love and that I'll most definitely miss. Let me tell you another guy that we brought in to International Big Time Wrestling, who was just once again one of those out there characters, and man. He later on, I didn't realize what a racist fool this guy was.
I think I know you're talking about.
I gotta be talking about Jamie Dundee.
Oh, that's not who I was thinking. I'm glad.
That's coming. Jamie Dundee, man. Jamie Dundee was so funny to listen to. His stories.
Nonstop.
Dude, it's like. You can't change his battery fast enough because he's just going. And I couldn't keep up with him. And back then I was a heavy drinker and stuff, so I could keep up with everybody except for this guy. And he was such a funny guy, and he was telling Carlito, hey man, so you jack off, man.
He said that to Carlito? Talk about inappropriate.
Right, Carlito was
How old was Carlito?
Like 15, 14. What? He said,
that's horrible.
He said, do you bop your baloney?
What did he say that? What a creep.
He said,
do you... Turn that mic.
Hold on, here you go.
He said, do your parents know where you jack off? And then I was like, nah. He was like, oh, it must be a good hiding spot, huh?
Oh, my God. The crazy fuckers I had around my kids, man. Oh, my God. But Jamie Dundee was definitely one of those out there dudes, man. And he really was. And I just keep him in my prayers, bro.
Yeah. When we talk about it, this one is kind of off, but he turned out to be really cool, and talked to him a lot, rode with him a little bit, but the dude was out of his mind. And that was Bruiser Bedlam.
Yes.
Johnny K9.
Yes.
And after one show, we were taking him back to the border, me and Frantic Frank, and he said that you have to be crazy to be in this business.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, really? And I said, am I really crazy to be in professional wrestling? But that's what Bruiser Bedlam said. You got to be, pretty fucked up to be in this business.
Right.
Right. And I still think about that to this day sometimes. Like, man, am I really fucked up because I'm in wrestling? No,
of course
I'm not.
You are, man.
I love wrestling. What's fucked up about being? Why do you have to be fucked up to be in wrestling?
Because it's a different kind of person.
You think so?
It's a different kind of person that would give their body for the fans.
Mm-hmm.
that would give.
Oh, you mean actual wrestler, but not in the business. He was talking about being an actual wrestler. Is that what you're saying?
That, and even for a promoter, man, you're giving your all. You're giving your heart and soul. You know what I'm saying?
Or am I like a masochist because I'm putting these matches together to see guys beat each other up? Being kind of crazy the way that I book matches.
But
you know what I mean?
But you got to be crazy that you want to put yourself through. My God, are we going to sell tickets? Oh my God, what are we going to do? Oh my God, what's going to happen if blah blah blah?
That part
blah,
too.
Blah blah.
The word I didn't think about
and
that.
You
part.
know, it's just like Goodfellas. Fuck you, pay me. Fuck you, pay me. Fuck you, pay me.
And then it starts all over again.
Yes,
because you're thinking about the next show.
You're on
automatically.
You're on to the next.
Well,
fix.
really, for me, before that show, I'm thinking about the next show.
Yeah,
my mind works 3 shows ahead at least.
Whoa.
And I know it's very difficult to do that, but that's how I think about wrestling when I'm booking it. I'm thinking 3 shows.
Wow.
I always have.
No stuff.
Yeah. I'm thinking about what I want to do months down the line and who with.
Right.
You know, that's why it's a little difficult for me, you know, to just book the guys that are there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I've thought about scenarios and where it's going and things like that. But yeah, Bruiser Bedlam, man, he was a crazy dude. The same Bruiser Bedlam that chased, rest in peace, Mike Kelly, chased him in the crowd, and Mike Kelly went and hid under a truck.
Like the bitch he was. Oh, did I? No, hey man. No, man. You know what? What kind of a asshole am I if I say, "Oh man, rest in peace, Mike Kelly"? I hated that. I hated that motherfucker.
You know, and I know things, but you know, he helped me out a lot. You know, I will say that.
Hey, I know you.
And I never got to that point with him, I don't think.
Yeah. I got to tell you another guy that we brought to international big time wrestling, and it was really cool, man, because he was like one of the true Hall of Famers, man. That was just, you know, and I'm talking about Kamala. And now Kamala, he was just so easy to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
Not had to worry about, is he going to be there? Where is he going to be? He's going to be on time, blah, 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 blah. He came to the Palomino. We drew 600 people off of him, man. And that was one of our better shows. And I was happy because I was able to give him a little bonus.
Oh, great, man.
You know, it was
he needs it.
Of course. And he just was like, "Rudy, you've always been cool with me, man." Because we did some work together.
Yeah,
with
I refereed
JCW.
you and Kamala, yeah.
Yes, sir. And he just was one of those outstanding guys. Anything that I asked him to do with the children and stuff, photos, no problem. He's just an all-around great guy, and he will be missed, man.
Yeah.
He continues to be missed.
Yeah, he's been around a long time, man. He started out in Alabama, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
You know, went to Memphis, and I think Jerry Lawler and those guys gave him the name Kamala.
Mm-hmm.
But he was here in Detroit.
Yeah,
you know, he's a
saying,
trucker.
Yeah.
And he hooked up with Bobo Brazil. And that's how he officially kind of got into the business. That was his real
name? Bobo's real name, right? Wasn't it like
Harris?
Jim Harris?
Yeah. Yep.
That's crazy, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. Yeah, Kamala, great guy. Rest in peace, man.
Right.
Now, finally, your final.
Oh, final. This might sound a little crazy, but my reason for booking him was to glean information and to learn how to book. And he actually approached me about working for me. But after he did, I thought about it. I was like, holy shit, that's the kind of shit I like. And that was Kevin Sullivan.
Oh, wow.
He approached me on Farhat shows. And maybe he had talked to Sabu, and he had asked Sabu who was running here in Michigan. And Sabu must have said something because he walked up to me.
Right.
and we struck up a deal and put Kevin Sullivan right with the Necro Butcher because I wanted that crazy feel that Kevin Sullivan brought to Florida.
See, and this type of booking is coming to IBW, right?
Right.
You promise.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
You heard it, fans.
Yes.
You heard it.
And, you know, he came out and he was now in the corner of the Necro Butcher.
Oh, my
because
God.
I wanted that not satanic Kevin Sullivan, but that crazy Kevin Sullivan that was with the Sheik and Mark Lewin.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to bring.
Yeah, I love it.
And I was able to do it a little bit, but couldn't maintain it, you know.
But and the thing is, if you wouldn't continue to screw him over on money from the
that was not my fault.
Go ahead and tell the fans.
I have to.
You gotta tell them the story.
Well, you
now.
called me up to book Kevin Sullivan because he was working for me
for the gathering
of the
Juggalos.
Juggalos. I don't remember what year it was. I don't remember what year it was, but I called Kevin Sullivan and gave him the dates. And he agreed to it, but he agreed to it to my price. And he didn't realize that it was for the gathering.
Right.
So when he gets to the gathering, he's like,
kids.
Yo, Huck, in his Boston accent, you know, you said this was your shows, brother. And I felt bad later, you know, but hopefully he straightened it up with the office.
Everything was good, and you know the thing that was good about Kevin Sullivan is that he made bonuses while he was there.
Yeah.
You know, we paid him a little extra to go do the autograph sessions, and
he made money.
Right. He made his money, and I was happy to be his tag team partner against
I ref that.
Against the Headhunters.
The Headhunters.
Yes.
Oh man, you guys fought all over, you know, the grass and all into the fans.
It was
crazy.
Ass kicking time, man.
Yeah.
And,
so Kevin Sullivan, and you know, also through me, he got to work for Madman Pondo. You know, they had their feud on the East Coast when Pondo was running on the East Coast, IWA East Coast, maybe something like that. Kevin Sullivan went out there and had his battles with Madman Pondo. But yeah, Kevin, you know, did a little bit with Corporal Robinson and Too Tough Tony and those guys, you know, and it was cool.
Hey, any honorable mentions of those who, after all of those years, that you helped give a start?
Claudio Castagnoli, who was Cesaro in the WWE.
Hey, by the way, what a great interview that you had with him.
Yes, it was fun.
I'm urging all of you listeners, go check it out right at YouTube. It's Throwdown Theatre. It's A.T. Huck with Cesaro, Claudio, man, and it was dope. It was a really cool interview, man. Go check it out.
It was lots of fun. It was lots of fun.
Who else?
Nigel McGuinness.
Yeah.
You know, he came in and worked several shows for me. And I was really trying to turn up the technical style. I wanted some of those 4-star matches. So I, you know, had him to come in. Another was Bryan Danielson. Came in at the same time as Nigel McGuinness.
Right.
Colt Cabana was on those shows as well. And Chris Hero. I was trying to really hype up those big. Those are AEW matches.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Even though I was in a small building, the caliber of main events that I had were pay-per-view caliber matches.
Absolutely. That brother, you're selling this. You're
Tell me who right now in their prime would love to see Sabu versus the Necro Butcher?
Absolutely, man. Come on.
All of these death match promotions, they would die to have that.
Man.
Mr. Insanity versus Necro Butcher, you know, who went on through CZW and all these other promotions and became these death match legends.
Right.
You know, all worked right here.
You know what? That's great honorable mentions. Now I'm going to tell you my finals and my honorable mentions as well. My first honorable mention that I do want to honor, who came in and worked for us, was Buddy Landell, the Nature Boy. Yeah. And what was great was we took Buddy Landell out to a place called Los Brisas. And it's an all Mexican joint on a Saturday night. Nobody speaks English. And here comes this bleach blonde
with a suit
got
on.
the suit on. And we all walk in together with them, and they think it's Flair.
Oh,
They think it's
Ric Flair.
So they bring him right up front. They feed us. Yeah, and the whole time he's like, "Don't say nothing, rude boy.
That's hilarious.
Let's just enjoy the night." That's all he kept saying. Let's just enjoy the night.
Buddy Landell.
Buddy Landell.
Do you ever ask him, like, interview him and see what the situation was when he came into Georgia Championship Wrestling, and the same time Ric Flair was there as the Nature Boy? How did that happen?
He told me about when Ric Flair and him were together. And he said, man, that there was such awkwardness because he was the world's heavyweight champion.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, of course, they're going to take his side. But he said, I was so daggone good that they couldn't not, that they had to recognize it.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, I beat everybody.
But they didn't suggest for him to change his name.
No,
get rid of the Nature Boy. There was never any heat.
From what I only hung out with them for a night and really asked these questions.
Yeah. I figured
because I was
would.
a mark.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I am a mark.
That's what I would have asked him.
Right.
But what did he say?
And he was just like, Ric Flair basically kept his push down.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He was like, they wanted me to do, they wanted me to take the title. And I mean, who knows if this is real or not? You're also talking to a guy who was a pretty bad drug addict as well.
Mm-hmm.
However, what he has told me in the past, it never came across like
because
that.
I was watching during that time, and I always wondered, why they let that happen, because I liked Buddy Landell, but I didn't think he was in Flair's caliber.
Right.
At that time.
Right.
He was a very good worker, but Ric Flair was just head and shoulders, his physique and everything.
1,000%.
Yeah.
1,000%. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to tell you one of the greatest people that I've ever dealt with. Bringing them into international big time wrestling was my brother from another mother, Mr. Madman Pondo. Always easy to deal with. Always comes with nothing but positivity. And I miss him, man. And I'm happy that he's living in Japan because he loves it there. But damn it, me being the selfish guy I am for a friend, man, that's my buddy, and I miss him, man.
Isn't he on one of DBA's shows coming up?
He is, indeed. I can't wait to see him,
that's
man.
right.
In fact, we will be there with Throwdown Theatre with exclusive cards. I'm not going to tell you what cards we're going to have, but we are going to be at the Chic and Sweet Daddy tribute show, and that is going down on Saturday. Bink, 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 bink in the Lincoln Park.
I can't think of the date either off the top of my head. I'm sorry.
Like the 28th or something like that. But
look it up. It's on Facebook. It's on all social media.
We'll have all the information also in the description because we do want you to come out to that show. It's going to be an awesome show. And it's going to be cool because once again, man, we get to come see y'all. Come out there to see you, the wrestling fans.
Oh, and speaking of that, that's the same night as the Hall of Fame show. He has his Hall of Fame, and Tommy Rich.
Yeah, Tommy Rich.
In the Hall of Fame. Loverboy Steve is
Rude
coming
Boy
into town. A few other people.
Bitch. No. Rude Boy ain't in the fucking Hall of Fame, man. What the fuck? I only have your whole family.
The whole family.
No, I'm teasing. I love you guys. But I do urge you guys, man, get your tickets for that one because that is definitely going to be a sellout. And we are going to be in the house and we're going to have some big, big fun. And like you said, seeing old friends like Loverboy Steve.
Yeah. Hopefully he's here and we can talk. Well, he's going to be here, and we're definitely going to talk to him. Get an interview with Loverboy Steve. He's one strange cat, so to speak. He was really good here, though. He would go out and help promote.
He was one of one of my favorite guys back
and he
then.
would do stuff like the chicken wing eating contest, and he would have an IWF shirt on, and he'd be in his Steve Urkel gimmick, even though the fans called him that. And he would say, "Don't call me Urkel," but he had on his little hearts.
He
and
got
everything.
it.
Yeah, he wears gimmick.
You know, I was always excited whenever I got a chance to book Loverboy Steve on our shows. I was excited because I was a fan. I was this guy's my man. You know,
Real cool dude, man. I went to his wedding and his bachelor party in Chicago.
Okay.
Yeah, me and Frank, we drove to Chicago, and that we went to the baseball game, and then we hung out all night in Chicago.
Who'd he marry? What's his name?
I didn't say that, Steve. That was Rudy. But we had a good time that night.
I ain't mad at you, homie. I ain't mad at you. Hey, that's between you and Jesus, bro.
No, it was a woman.
Oh man,
He's sicko.
Tonight it's been an awesome night right here on Wrestling Real Talk. I always get to do it with my homeboy, man, and I also get to do it with two of the baddest producers in all of podcasting world. Of course, I'm talking about Carlito Hill and Bobby Roberto Rocks.
Bobby.
Also known as Bobby Lee. Then let me tell you guys something. We're lucky to have these guys, and we're lucky to do this.
Yeah, because all we do is talk.
That's it.
They do the work, huh?
They do.
Do a great job, too, man. All the graphics, Throwdown Theatre, man, I look at it every night. Won't go to sleep. I was like, let me put my damn phone down. I'm on Throwdown Theatre until 3 o'clock in the morning.
Shout out to everybody out there listening to us. Right now, we're going to say goodbye. Hey, A.T. Huck, anybody you'd like to say goodnight and goodbye to?
Just all the people who tune in to Throwdown Theatre, Wrestling Real Talk, keep it up. We do it because we love it and we know you love it. And hopefully we can expose you to some things that you didn't know, some things that only we can talk about, footage that only we have. You can see it right here on Throwdown Theatre, and you can hear me and Rudy talk about our many, many memories, that go years and years and years into the business of professional wrestling, and we have a whole lot more to talk about.
A.T. Huck is my brother. I'm blessed to do this thing with him. I really am.
Oh, man.
I want all of y'all to tell a friend or a family member, if you enjoy professional wrestling, to share it, to get it off of your help us get it going, because we need you. We really do, and we want to tell the stories to everybody, not just to a few of us. Much love to each and every one of you guys. We're not here for a long time. We're here for a good time. Peace and love from God above.
Peace.